Happy Father's Day. So Jodi and I are working together today. We're a team, kind of tag team. I'm doing the first half and featuring working with some Father's Day themes. And then Jodi is doing the message today on energy. So I'm looking forward to that. For the prelude this morning, I have a story about my father. He was a whistler, okay? He was from a generation years ago where whistling was predominant. It would just happen in public events here and there. Spontaneous whistling would break out. I am not a whistler, nor is Lyndon. Both of us are not. But when I think of Father's Day, I was thinking of characteristics of it. One thing that came up was whistling. So today's prelude is titled Whistling and Afternoon. And I have a short little story that I wrote for the blog several years ago. And I thought I would read this to set up today's prelude. When it came to driving somewhere in an automobile, I found it interesting that Dad rarely played the radio. It turns out my dad was very zen. When he drove his vehicle, he simply drove his vehicle. He also tended to drive slow and look around a lot. Instead of listening to the radio, my father had the odd habit of whistling as he drove. I had the sense that he had done this for years, probably dating back to the days before cars or trucks even had radios. Dad was born in 1910. On long road trips with my father, we'd start out talking, but eventually the conversation would wind down and we'd ride along in silence for a while. No radio. Then by clockwork, it was only a matter of time before the whistling would start. It wouldn't even be a song. It was just some improvised whistling simply for the sake of whistling. Over time, I began to appreciate this odd, old-fashioned habit. These days, every now and then, I'll turn off my radio when I'm driving just to clear my head, and I listen to nothing but the sound of a moving vehicle. I'm not much of a whistler, so I don't whistle, but sometimes I do hear distant whistling in my mind. Whistle just to whistle. So this comes from the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack, and this is titled by the Seatbelts, is the band that did the album, and this is titled Whistle and Afternoon. For our moment of centering silence, let us pause, taking a break from our busy lives. We rest in this present moment. We are awake. We are alert. We are alive on this beautiful day. Let us listen to the sound of the singing bowl. We're going to light our chalice on this Father's Day. So I thought it'd be nice if a daughter would light the chalice this morning for her dad, and for dads everywhere, and grandfathers, and uncles. So I'm looking at you, Claire, with your fan. Bring your fan along with you. And would you light our chalice for us this morning? I realize I'm putting you on the spot, but this is for your dad. Chalice lighting is for fathers everywhere. In the mystery of life, about us there is light. It gives us a place to be, to grow, to rejoice together. Light opens the pathways to love, families, memories, fathers, grandfathers, uncles. Next, the old man next door. In this place of friendship, there's freedom. Let the light we kindle go before us, strong in hope, wide in goodwill, inviting the day to come. Opening words this morning are by 19th century English writer and philosopher John Ruskin. There is religion in everything around us, a calm and holy religion in the breathing and unbreathing things in nature. It is the poetry of nature. It's that which uplifts the spirit within us and which opens to our imagination a world of spiritual beauty and holiness. Let us look and see. So we're going to do a little recognition ceremony and a prayer for men and fathers. And I did come across a Jerry Seinfeld quote, which I love, and see if this applies to your father or grandfather. Seinfeld said, "You can tell what the best year of your father's life is because they seem to freeze that clothing style and ride it out for the rest of the way." And looking at myself, I'm starting to do the same thing. So on the altar, I brought in, well actually flowers this morning are gorgeous. Bill brought in these gorgeous red flowers from his flower garden. The iris are still hanging in there at our place. I brought in the last remnants of purple blue iris. And of course the lupin are hanging in there, but they're also starting to transition out. So I've got a couple of photographs of men in my family. I have, on my mother's side, the Steichums. And Ralph Steichum His formal portrait is on the altar, and here he is at age 1 with my great-grandfather, Frank Steichen, and my great-grandmother. And over on the other side is my grandfather, George Hutchinson Sr., with his 2 favorite workhorses, taken back in the 1940s. And then a couple of photographs of my dad, one on a fishing trip and one in his work clothes by his work truck back in the 1940s. And a prized possession from our household is this percolator coffee urn that my dad came home from on a business trip in the middle of the week, and he'd stopped apparently at an antique store and brought this coffee pot home. And we rarely used it. Fuel in the bottom is like a Bunsen burner fuel. So for years it would sit on top of our china cabinet on display. I've made coffee in it a few times just to use it for amazing spigot on the coffee urn. So I thought I would share that as part of our household growing up. So we're going to light this candle, and I wrote a prayer for this morning. And this morning, think of your father, grandfather, the men in your mentors, your family as you were growing up. And this is a blessing for fathers. To the generations that came before and to those that will come after, we offer a blessing to those that participate in the rollout of time and responsibilities as fathers, grandfathers, sons, uncles, great-uncles, mentors, coaches, and leaders. No job is too small or too large to go unattended to. A trained eye is required. Persistence, a balanced perspective, and a good sense of humor. As the days and years accumulate, the quality of wisdom is attained to certain degrees. Its highest expression, that of selflessness, courage, and good timing. There are no guarantees of success, whatever that might be. Simply a life well lived in love, with respect and civility, correcting those mistakes made, moving forward with good intention. This prayer and blessing is for all who aspire to a life of higher calling, the day in and the day out, the long haul, and all the moments in between. A blessing to men and fathers on this day. Jodi has selected the offertory for today. Did you want to say anything about that, Jodi? Oh, you're reading. Okay, thank you. We've got a Father's Day reading. It's number 518 in the hymn book. It's actually a prayer from the Ojibwe Indians of North America, a grandfather's prayer, 518. Grandfather, look at our brokenness.
We know that in all ages, only the human family has strayed from the sacred way.
We know that we are the ones who are divided.
And we are the ones who must come back together to belong to the sacred way.
Grandfather, sacred one, teach us love, compassion, and honor.
That we may heal the earth and heal each other.
I found it on my phone. So the lyrics to the song are in your bulletin. I am. and Jodi selected this to set up her talk for today. And I'll play that in just a moment. Patricia is on the back table. Also, the faux organ fund is back there, and the building fund jar. And looking for an usher today. Joshua, I'm going to put you to work, even though it's Father's Day. I'm going to put you right back to work. I have a plate down here. Let us give the hearts of gladness this morning.
Brilliance and grace. Okay. Well, I want to tell you guys thank you very much for allowing me to spend some time with you this morning and talk about a few things that I have been getting kind of from my guides, and the synchronicities are just amazing. You'll notice I'm going to pull my glasses off. Like I said, you'll see them going on and off quite frequently so that I can actually see the books. It means I can't see you. So, so we get to play here. My talk today is on divine energy. Another word for it might be divine power. Take that any way you'd like. I think a lot of times we do get caught up on words. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Words do matter. I'd like to talk about the connectivity that we have to the divine. I get asked a lot, can you help me connect with my guides? Can you help me connect to that higher power? I can, but the truth is, all I can do is remind you of who you are, and of your power, and of your connectiveness. Sometimes, in the process of teaching, we teach things that it's not necessarily our fault, it's the language that was used to teach us, and we tend to pass it on. And in growth, we learn that those words may not have been the best words. When you come to being connected with divine energy, with the all, there's a couple of lies that we've been told, and that we're told, unfortunately, especially if we listen to any media stream. They're repeated to us daily, and that is that we are disconnected, that we are not with our divine source or power, that we are disconnected from each other, that we are disconnected from the earth, that we are disconnected from all. None of that is true. Those are bold-faced lies. We are always connected to each other. We can't escape it. It's who we are. We are each tiny slivers of that divine down here, having our own experiences, so that we may once again connect and bring back that oneness. Dave and I, though we were working together today, did not talk about how we were going to do this. He did his part, I did mine. And as I was looking at his reading, it is absolutely perfectly synchronized with what I'm going to talk about today. That bringing us back into that divine presence together, so that we may reconnect with each other, that we can reconnect with the earth, our communities, and in essence the world, our universes. In order to do that, we have to remember who we are and how great and powerful we can be. We must not give in to the lie of the disconnect. We must not give in to the lie that we have no authority or power to change anything. We have it all. Every single one of us sitting here has it. You are always connected to divine. You can't be disconnected. It's not possible. Even when you dispatch, you go back to divine. The purpose of that is so that we each come back with more information, more lessons, and in essence, more love. We can plan, we can look around, and we can figure out how we can come back together. At the risk of everybody going, oh no. The one thing the eclipse did for all of us is it showed us the level of togetherness that we can bring. Each of us bringing what we do best, what our talents and skills are, no matter how big or how small we think they are. They're all the same. Every one of them matters. We have to be ready. We have to be willing. And we should always be preparing for how we can reconnect with those around us. How we can look at those things that have divided us and go, now, what can we do to make this right? How can we bring this back around? It's hard. We have a community that sometimes splinters, and our entire world, our 3D world is set up to force us apart. People talk about the density and the darkness, but they forget that the true lie of 3D is the disconnect. That's the key. Whenever you find yourself saying, how do I connect to my guides? How do I get that information? Take a good look at who you are. Where are your strengths? What are the things that move you? Where are your passions? When you find those things, connect through those. If meditation is not for you, if it's music, use your music. If it's walking in nature, get out there more. If you feel the need to call someone, they're on your mind, send that text, make that phone call. Connect. Because the more you connect with each other, the more you reconnect with yourself. And we cannot heal any of this without coming back into who we are. Our plan, whether we understand it or not, was to come here to do exactly that. We have stepped into one of the most divided times in our world's history. There are very few, no matter how far you go back, that show a level of division worldwide than we have right now. How amazing it is that we have the opportunity, that we chose to step into this willingly, to fix these things, to come back together. And it seems overwhelming when we look at it and think, oh, but the whole world. No, no. First you, reconnect with you. Go back into who you are and the power that you hold to change things. Your power of prayer is unbelievable. Call it what you will for it, spells, prayer, I don't care what the term is. That connection you hold, that energy that you place out, that's your key. That's your hold. That is what holds us and puts us back together. So find that in yourself and let's start sharing it with each other. When we talk about the events to come, it doesn't even matter what they are. Because what we need to do is come back together as a community and start looking at what each of our skills, what each of our talents are, and let's start building on those. Let's start teaching. Let's start energy work. Let's start bringing people back together. There's another huge lie that we've been fed, and that is in order to be spiritual, we must be perfectly peaceful and calm all the time. That's not true. Whoever you feel your maker from the universe to God and anywhere in between is, they made you with all of these pieces for a reason. If you find yourself angry, great. Sit in it and feel that anger. Let it touch you. Know who it is. And then thank the universe for pointing it out to you, because you now know an area that you can work on, that you can touch with, and you can look at what is upsetting you and do something about it. A lot of times when energy work is taught, it is taught with the limited understanding of true energy. And that limit here in 3D is that we can release it, that we can brush it away. It's not how it works. And I'm going to take a minute here and I'm going to teach you guys the difference between releasing that energy or doing something with it that helps you, your community, and the whole world. And this is the key to what you want to do to reconnect with the divine. We must take those, what we consider lower vibrational energies. The word isn't release. Release means what? It comes back around. If you release your car, it comes back to you. If you release your apartment, you're paying for it again. We don't want to send this out and have it come back. Oh gosh, that's a mistake. That's a horrible thing. Let's not do that. Let's transmute it. Let's change it. See, we don't have the ability just to set it aside. Anything in energy will come right back. So what we want to do is we want to transmute it. And if you'll notice in front of our bulletin this morning, we have this lovely little picture of this ball in a hand. And I'm about to teach you guys, very simply, how easy it is to transmute those lower level vibrational energies into things that will skyrocket us back into being one together. whatever this negative that you feel or you feel is a negative. Picture it as a ball of energy in your hand. Think of it crystal-like, heavy, weighted. And what does it look like to you? Get to know what that feel is, that energy is, that you contain it in this ball. Is it dark? Is it swirling? Is it red? What color is it to you? Is it deep? It's usually heavy. 3D energy is very heavy. Once you know what it looks like, and you've got it contained in this ball, and you've thanked the universe or your source for showing it to you, then you're going to pull down your golden light. You're going to pull it straight down through you, and you're going to bring it down to your heart chakra, and you're going to take that ball, and you're going to send that divine light, that golden light of love and divine power, and you're going to send it right into that ball. And you are now going to transmute that energy. And you can use whatever words make you feel good about it. I change you right now into that which will serve the universe, into the divine love that you are. I claim back this energy for the good of myself, my community, my world. And you're going to infuse that with that divine golden light until it has changed in your hands. And then you're going to take a minute and you're going to experience how that feels in your hand, transmuted. Note the fact that maybe it's not heavy anymore. The color has obviously changed. Now you should have a golden, glowing light of divine love and energy. You're going to take that, you're going to raise it up over your head, and you're going to bring it down on your crown chakra. And you're going to pop it like the bubble it now is, because it's light and airy. And you're going to let all that divine love and energy flow over you, and you're going to claim it back. No more sending out energy into the world. Transmute it. You are the most amazing energy conductors and transmuters ever. You have no idea the power that we have if we do this correctly. Most of us have been releasing things for years because it's what we were taught, and it's wrong. And that's okay. We're here to learn. It's okay to do things wrong. And when it comes to choices, I see people that say, I'm so disconnected, I can't even make a choice as to which way to go to find my own path. No, you've got your path. Your path, you already know it. There's no disconnect. Transmute those things back into that golden light. Claim them back to you, and send them out as that love into the universe. We have such an amazing power to change our world. There is absolutely nothing that coming together we can't do. When we talk about the dark or the light, or the bad or the good, when you talk about, and I know, oh, everybody loves this term, spiritual warfare. Oh, we can't talk about that. It should always be peace, love, and light. Would we take any of our soldiers who have had to stand in harm's way to keep us safe and say to them, those are dark, you shouldn't do those things? Of course not. We understand it. We understand that they were willing to step into it and to be that shield. When you talk about your law enforcement officers, would you condemn them for stepping in and stopping that darkness? No, of course not. So why do we condemn ourselves when we find this depth of darkness within? Of course we have it. It's there for a reason. There is a protection there. It allows you, that divine sense allows you to realize that what you are dealing with may not be able to be contained strictly with love on this 3D planet. We're going to do what we do through love. But we may have to actually step out in real life, as we call it here, in this particular matrix of it, and step out into that. Claim responsibility for it, and do the work. 3D is about work. Whether it's transmuting energy, whether it's stepping out of what we conceive of as real and taking steps to change the things we do not like, that we think need to have more love infused into them. And sometimes it does mean being a shield for others. If we can be that shield, we should be it. We don't condemn ourselves any more than we condemn them for stepping in for us. And we need to be that shield for others. We have to take the group that we have around us and make it our hub. Our church here should be our hub for transmutation of the light. All of us here can come together. We all have skills. I personally want to start a list. Anybody who has a particular skill you'd like to bring and you'd like to share with the rest of the group. The cafe, one of the things we are doing is we are pulling from the community here people who would like to teach a class. We don't even care what it's on. We want you to take your skills and to start sharing them. Because as we share with each other, we transmute these things. We bring knowledge and light. We are not meant to keep those gifts to ourselves. We're meant to show them to others. We're meant to teach others how to do them. Can you imagine how sad it would be if the things that you know, the greatest gifts you have been given in knowledge and understanding, are kept to yourself? It's not what we're about. That time is long past. It is time to step in together, bring our talents together, claim our divine energy, start transmuting it. And believe me, I could talk for hours on different topics of transmuting energy. I'm giving you a basis to start. Anybody who wants to know more on that, I'm going to offer to teach a class. I really believe totally in every one of you sitting out here. The stories you have, the energy you bring, and the love, the divine energy of love that you each have. My grandfather used to constantly tell me as a child, speaking of fathers that were wonderful and grandfathers, that he would much rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. Well, every day when we get up, we are those warriors. We are those spiritual warriors. Whether we are stepping in as a shield for someone else, whether we are helping to transmute the darkness that we see or that we feel, we are those warriors every single time we step out. So when you get up in the morning and you're deciding what to do with your day and you give gratitude for the fact that you have another one to keep going with, decide what armor you are putting on for the day. And make no mistake, put your armor on, because you're heading out to transmute energy, and we are built for it. That is our job. We are here to transmute that darkness, those heavy 3D feelings, and to lighten this place. We talk about 3D and 5D. We talk about energy. Energy is simple. It is pure love. And we don't need it transmuted to anything but that. So we should take responsibility to stick our armor on every day as we step out and transmute these things. When it comes to the energy that you bring into a space, be cognizant of it. It's okay if you're overwhelmed, it's okay, but know how to center this up. Understand that once you have that energy of love, you're in a divine flow. When we talk about manifestation, how do I manifest these things? If you have to manifest it, you have stepped out of divine flow. It should automatically flow through you. It should automatically come through you. It doesn't come to you, it comes through you. So anything that you want, you are able to obtain. The music that I chose for the offering talks about that. What I am is the same as you are. We are not above each other. We are not below each other. We are one. And I am so excited and so thankful to be in a group of people that I look out on and see some of the greatest teachers and mentors. I am excited about where we're going. I am excited about what I see us with the ability to do next. And I encourage you to come grab me at any point and tell me what it is that you would like to teach, what you would like to talk about, or you would like to learn. And let's start working together with our community here so that we can be a beacon for others coming in, and that light of love, that place of rest where they can come and find that level of renewal. Check my notes here for a second. I think I've pretty much hit. And one final note as I wrap this up. If you find at any point in your transmutation of energy that some particular thing keeps coming back and back, do it again and again. The joke here is rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Transmute it over and over until it doesn't come back. It will stop. So anyone out there who is seriously wanting to connect with their divine source, transmute what you feel is negative and look for the synchronicities in your life, because they're all around you. The divine speaks to you through you every day. And I hope that you get some inspiration and some encouragement. And honestly, what I really hope is that we continue the level of love and connectedness that we have here, so that we can bring others into the fold of that love. That is the end of my time.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. If you'd like to show your support, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel if you're not already subscribed, and help us out by sharing this message by clicking the share button. If you'd like to make a monetary donation to you, Church Holton, there is a link to our online donations in the video description down below. And again, thank you so much, and have a blessed day.